But I think in that moment, I was like, oh my God, I'm like an overnight star. Like all the people that doubted me, like here we are. Yeah, that was I guess that was the dance side. Like it's always going to be with me. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think I can really survive. My roommate, who's also a dancer, she was like, oh, let's just try this TikTok thing. Like, let's start some dance videos.
Did you ever feel the fame of like that 1 million people watching your?
It's a lot of people.
Like
that 15 minutes was like the most stressful 15 minutes of my life. It was really scary. I knew I was going to be judged. I knew there was people who would be like, what does she think she is? Like, nobody's going to watch this. That's a good question, because I just feel like there's so many things I still have to accomplish. You know, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I have it all together. I'm just starting.
All right, I'll do an intro eventually, but do you want to talk about how we met?
How we met?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go for it. I honestly forget, but I feel like you guys probably have more.
Yeah. So I went through the messages. So I slid into your DMs, right?
And I'm pretty sure our sleeves.
Okay, no. Okay, there's a story.
So I was
mind you, these are 19-year-old kids.
No, what do you mean? We were 20.
And I also,
you're 20 now, and that was a year ago.
Yeah, she's right.
Like,
wait.
Why would you guys
She
make me
doesn't
go
remember,
through
but
this?
I don't remember anything. But I don't remember
Hold on.
anything.
Hold on. So I was scrolling through TikTok, right? And this girl shows up on my For You page,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what she, and it said Winnipeg or something. It said, I was like, okay, I'm a podcast host. Let's figure out like what's going on. So you show, so I find out, and
We're
I'm
doing
like,
research.
I'm like, okay, she says civil engineer in her bio. I know a civil engineer. It says she likes soccer or like something to do with soccer. There's like a video.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
You went that deep.
Yeah,
You
and I was
clicked
like,
on the video.
I was like, I know a boy who likes videos. So I was like,
What?
or sorry, who likes soccer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me slide in this girl's DM. So I go, hey, and you responded, and you're like, hey, and I was like, what's your type? Straight up.
Straight to the
Do you
point.
want to do you want me to say what you said?
Yeah, let's go for it.
She was like, I like 5'2" or 6'2" guys who are athletic and have a job and has to be at least 28.
I don't know if I said that. Did I say that? I don't know if I said
like
the 28
that.
part.
It was old. It was old.
Usually I like to stick in my own age range or like.
And then I eventually went to this shadi.com and I was like, okay, I got someone for you. And then this guy slid in.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well maybe let's see what this is about, and then pretty sure right away I found out he sent me some 19-year-old.
Nah, kid, this is what I said. I was like,
like
this is the way I said it.
a couple years younger, and that would have been like super illegal. Like,
hey,
this is what I said.
I didn't know how old you were though. I didn't know. There's no way for me to tell how old you were.
I think his last message to you was, my client will reach out to you.
Yep.
And then I reached out and I said, hey, so my advisor told me to hit you up. What's the deal?
Were you left on scene or what happened?
Oh
No,
my
she's like, you're actually, I can read the exact message.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
It was something along the lines, you're too young. And I'm like, okay.
yeah, I
have a
think
great day.
I think I found out you guys were like 19, and I was like, listen, like hit me up when you're in your 30s, like, and I'll be 34, but it's not gonna work out right now.
Yeah, we might be 20, but we're more mature than anybody out there. Anyway, welcome back to Two for Us podcast, where we document the rise and stardom of Winnipeg's talent and personalities, aka the #1 podcast in Winnipeg. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. We got a crazy guest for today. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Let's bring her on. She's a crazy guest. As Robin said, she's a civil engineer who just finished a project with Amazon. Big crazy things. She's also a dancer, a TikToker. Please welcome Sweet.
Let's go.
Hi guys.
Welcome. Welcome to the official Two for Us podcast. Thanks for making the drive out here.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. I think we're gonna start off with a little background about you.
Yep.
Tell us. We give you a little introduction, but let the people know what you're about, where you're from, what you do, and everything. A nice little background.
All right. So, born in Nepal, of course, and I moved from a very small village in Nepal. It was just me. I lived in a farm. My dad ended up just being super smart in this village. Ended up getting a scholarship for his bachelor's in engineering there. Got a scholarship to do his master's in Thailand, and then got a scholarship to do his PhD at U of R.
Smart man.
You know, it's funny enough, he got a scholarship at McGill and U of R, and he picked U of R. I was like, oh,
okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you for like planning out my life like this.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then eventually when he got the hang of everything, he ended up bringing the whole fam, landed in Regina, Saskatchewan in December 24th or so in 2005. I was around 9 years old. And yeah, it was freezing, lonely, a lot of bullying.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And yeah, now here we are. I ended up getting a job. My parents ended up moving out to Winnipeg. I ended up working here, trying to do this whole dance thing, trying to do this whole TikTok thing too. So I would say I'm like a dancer first.
Okay.
Engineer, and then we're trying to be an influencer too. Let's see how
Let's
that
go.
goes.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
Where did that
Yeah.
passion come about from, like being a dancer first and then an engineer and now an influencer as well?
Yeah, so I was actually asking my mom about this because a lot of people are like, when did you start dancing? And I was so Mom, like, when did I start dancing? She's like, ever since you were like born. Because I don't recall a moment when I started like dancing. It was just ever since like I could possibly remember. Honestly, I'm not trained at all, not professionally trained. It's a lot of just in front of my mirror training. And I think it's just the passion I had that really drove me into keep practicing, putting my stuff out there. And yeah, it's work, and it's scary, right? But I feel like if you just throw yourself out there enough, like you'll feel more confident, and something, you know what I mean? Something will come out of it. Sure. Honestly, that's what I believe. So
What's your speciality, or like in terms of category of dance? Are you a hip hop person, a jazz person? What are you rocking?
Okay, so like I guess like dancing wise, I always did Bollywood, Indian classical. I don't know if you guys know what Bharatanatyam is. So like in terms of not really.
No.
Okay.
Because dancing is not, come on. It's
So
not right.
Bharatanatyam is like a South Indian dance form. Really ancient historical dance form. But yeah, so luckily enough, one of my best friends' mom, she's like a dance teacher. She actually learned in India and stuff. So I had like actual training there. And then like I always had a passion for everything else. Like I always wanted to do hip hop, jazz, all these things, but was never really like put in any classes. I remember I'd like beg my parents, and they were like, just study, do your math, and do your science homework. And I just like, I would just watch a lot of like videos and stuff, and I would just be like, I just want to dance. And I think when you like watch something enough, you like your brain just figures it out.
Yeah.
And then eventually when I like actually moved up to Winnipeg, crazy enough, that's when I really started discovering studios, and then like beginner hip hop classes and stuff. And then like you just kind of keep going and going, and then you go into intermediate and sometimes advanced too. And it's just crazy. Like a slightly bigger city, you just have more opportunities. And then I was like, you know what? Like I can kind of throw myself anywhere, and I got this. Like I'll figure it out.
What was that initial process like for you? Like in terms of like, hey, you just moved here, now you're really into dancing. Are you just looking in the mirror and like going on YouTube and figuring out how to do all these dance moves, or was it like you're just learning from past experiences and whatnot?
Yeah, so it was a really, really lonely experience at first, because I'm like here, I think I was working, and so at least I had a job, but all my coworkers were like 40 years old, and I'd be like, can we hang out? Like, can we go somewhere? They're like, we have kids and like things to do. But yeah, so I think one day I just got really I just needed someone. Like I needed a friend or something. So I was on dating apps. And I was like trying to find a friend. You know how it goes.
On dating apps.
On dating, because I'm like, how else am I gonna meet people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I really just don't know anyone. I had a little brother who was like very introverted. He didn't want to go out anywhere with me. So I was on these dating apps, going on like really dates, like not really feeling anyone, obviously. And I'm trying to start a friendship, and like these guys are not trying to be friends with me. And then one day I think I heard like you can get Bumble Friendship. So I literally downloaded like Bumble Friendship. And then it was so weird because I was like swiping girls that could potentially be my friend. And I'm like, how am I judging these people? Like, I don't know. Am I swiping the hotter ones? Like, I don't know what's going on. Right. So yeah. And then I just I gave up because I would try to hang out with these girls. And obviously like they were all from Winnipeg. They had a life. I think they were just on it to just be like, oh, I'm on Bumble Friendship.
Sure.
No one was trying to hang out with me, and I matched with this one girl named Tiana, and she was like, hey, we have a lot of things in common. I'm a dancer as well. I go to this one studio called Drop and Dance. Next time I go, I'll take you. So then like I was like on her like, hey, like when are you going? And she was obviously busy. And then one day I was like, hey girl, like I'll go with you one day, but I think I'm just gonna hop in there myself. And then that first day I met so many girls, ended up making so many friends, found my best friend Nad, and yeah, it's just been, now Winnipeg's been home for a little bit, but let's see, we're gonna keep moving. But
hey, that's good to know.
see.
We had Shaq on here
I know him
you're
too.
aware of Shaq.
Yeah,
Have you been
very well-known dancer. in
Yeah,
the
yeah. What's the
community.
Winnipeg dance scene looking like? Especially, is it way more than compared to Regina? Or
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Way more opportunity. Like, even Shaq, like the studios he goes to, it's mainly hip hop related. The studios I kind of go to, it's more like heels and jazz related.
Sure.
It's just like like a slightly bigger city, and in Winnipeg, I feel like it's not even that big compared to like let's just say Calgary, Toronto, and stuff. But the dance scene actually and the theater scene is really good here. I don't know if it's the same vibes in even Edmonton or Calgary. Of course, it's not like Toronto or Vancouver, but honestly, and like even having like meeting you guys, like I'm not from here. The fact that somehow I ended up finding you in my DMs and stuff, like there's enough people. There's enough people trying to do new things,
Of course, yeah.
and trying out new ideas and like and putting out their passion. So
What's that first class like for you? Like walking into a studio, like you don't know anyone there.
yeah.
It's like your first ever dance class.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
Honestly, like I was so excited, and I just knew I was gonna like fit in. Super excited. It was a hip hop class. Oh no, it was a heels class. And I just took the front row because I was like, I know I'm great. I know I'm gonna do great. And then just made friends right away. When I met my best friend Nad right away, he's like this tall brown boy, and we were like eyeing each other up. Met him right away, and I told him I was new, and then he was like, let me just give you a little tour guide like around the city. And then I just met everyone, and then it was just home from there. Like I didn't want to go back to Sask, honestly. Like I'm not moving back there. So
you made like a little home here. This is what you call your home, right? Winnipeg?
I think now it's my home. Of course, I grew up in Sask, but I don't think this is my last stop. I'm trying to move to a bigger city, but I would say I've found people now. Yeah. Like I have people to hang out with, and I have my little community. So
Do you think it's like the closeness of Winnipeg that like really made you feel like at home? Like, like everyone's just like, it's just a small, like it's not relative to other cities in Canada. It's like, it's pretty big, but still small that it feels like home. Is that was the part of Winnipeg for you?
like it just feels like a bigger Regina.
Okay.
But I think it feels like small enough because it is a pretty big city in comparison. Like Regina and Sask, I think we're at like 200,000 population. Saskatoon 300. Here, I think we're at 750. I consider that Edmonton's like 900. I consider that a city enough. But I think the thing about Winnipeg, it's like it's so isolated here. Like your next biggest city in Canada is Regina, so you're not trying to go to Regina.
No.
Yeah.
And if you want to go somewhere a little bit nicer, it's probably Calgary, which is like 14 hours away for you guys. For us, it was like Calgary was only 6 hours in from Regina.
Yeah.
So I feel like the people here like really know each other because you're kind of like stuck in this little island, but there's a lot of people in the island, and people are very welcoming, very accepting. Like I got welcomed like right away in the dance community. Like they wanted me everywhere. Whereas like I feel like, if you're in Toronto, you could be kind of lost. Like it's a busy city. And so you have that like small town vibe here, but it's like a big enough city that you'll meet people that are trying to do podcasts, people that have studios, people, you know what I mean? People that also adventure out. Whereas like in Sask, that's not going to happen. Everyone's like in their little bubble and nobody's trying to like move out of their bubble.
That makes sense.
Hey yo, we interrupt this episode to bring you today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online community with thousands of classes in design, business, tech, and more. Anyone can join the millions of the members in the community to learn cutting-edge skills, network with peers, and discover new opportunities. If you'd like to support our show and are interested in Skillshare, click the first affiliate link in our description to get your 14-day free trial on us. It's quick, easy, and you can cancel it anytime. Now back to the episode.
I mean, Winnipeg's slowly on the rise, hence 204 rise.
Yeah.
We're peaking. But let's transition into your TikTok as well, because that's got quite a close relation to the dance as well.
I guess, I'm just kind of throwing random stuff in there, trying to find my niche. But
Talk about how it started and what was the catalyst for that.
Honestly, I think it was quarantine. I was in fourth year. My roommate was also in fourth year, and we were just our grad got canceled. You're in engineering. Ring ceremony literally got canceled. I had my capstone presentation that got canceled, so everything got canceled. We were really sad, and we just had time to kill before finals. And then we're like, you know what? Like, it was so like depressing. First of all, at least I had my roommate, but you couldn't even go anywhere. If you went somewhere, people were canceling you. They're like, "Oh, I saw you out." Like, I remember like posting a video or something, a few of us with my capstone group partners, and then everyone's like, it's like 5 people. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I still have to finish this group project. I'm sorry, I took like a video while I was at it. Yeah. So you like couldn't really go anywhere. And then my roommate, who's also a dancer, she was like, well, let's just try this TikTok thing. Like, let's start some dance videos. We did a lot of like Kardashian like remakes, videos, and just we were just having fun with it. And like our just close group of friends were just enjoying our videos. They're like, hey, we're bored, and we like look forward to it. And like nothing ever went anywhere. I was never really thinking I could go anywhere with it. And then I got back to Winnipeg, and I would just kind of make memes here and there. And one day I like. It was an engineering meme I made. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yep, I've seen it.
When you're a girl in engineering. But, and it like reached like 1 million views or something. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay.
This is real.
Yeah, I'm like, this is so interesting. Like, this is interesting. I'm like, I'm at 1 million views. I don't know how to feel about this. But yeah, I was not expecting it at all. And then I was like, okay, like, let's see. Now I have all these like engineering kids like in my DMs being like, hey, can you give us advice? And I was like, you just gotta survive. Yeah, but yeah.
What was that like? Did you ever feel the fame of like that 1 million people watching your?
It's a lot of people.
Like if they walked into the room Winnipeg right now,
yeah, that's more.
Like,
yeah, I think like right now I'm just like, okay, whatever, because
like
a lot of people.
She used to it.
But I think now I'm like used to it, I guess, and like I don't know, like a lot of people I know can also reach there if you just keep making. I'm sure if you guys keep making some TikToks, like you'll get one viral video. But I think in that moment I was like, oh my god, I'm like an overnight star. Like all the people that doubted me, like here we are. And there's like all these meme accounts reaching out to me, like pretty big meme accounts, being like, hey, can we share your stuff? So yeah, I felt like I was like on top of the world. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, it's been a year, but I'm pretty sure that night, like I was like always on my TikTok. Like I'm like, oh my god, I'm at 1 million.
You got reposted on females, right? At
females, yeah. And then I think there was a few other. I forget some of the other meme accounts, but pretty big meme accounts.
That's a big deal, Small girl from Winnipeg, right? Taking over mainstream media, like
right? Yeah, I feel like I don't. Yeah, that's very true. You guys should have been there to hype me up. I was like, this is just like embarrassing. Like, where do I go from here? It's just like one random engineering like.
You send it in the WhatsApp group chat, gets all the way to the other side of the country,
yeah.
The globe in a second.
Exactly, and like everyone's like, oh my god, like I see you on my TikTok. There's like Nepali aunties being like, I see you on my TikTok, and I was like, oh god, like we got to be careful, but. Yeah, that's really it. I kept making content, and then when I started applying for jobs, I kind of realized I was like, hey, I am making really like engineering related like funny stuff. I don't want really companies to be like, oh, she was a girl in engineering and like she had it easy or something. So I kind of just backed away, and I was like, I have to focus on this for like the next year or so. So that's what's been happening since. But yeah, no, there was a moment when I thought I was like,
you made it.
Thought I was a big deal.
Did you ever consider like doing it full time? Like, I mean, you hit 1 million, and then you get all this like people rushing to your profile.
Yeah.
Did you ever think like, hey man, what if I become like the next Winnipeg TikTok star? Like,
or even global TikTok star? Like,
yeah.
That's how Addison Rae. That's how all these other TikToks.
I know. I did. I just knew like, I was where I went viral. Like I had made a whole bunch of dance videos and stuff. My dance videos weren't getting anywhere. I was like, I can't. Like, this is hard to land. Like, a funny, like, engineering meme. Like, you can only make the same joke so many times. I just wanted, like, people to be able to follow, like, see my stuff on TikTok and then follow me on Instagram, because that's where all my videos were.
Sure.
And, like, I feel like that's a hard transition. Like, people that follow you on TikTok are not trying to go into your Instagram.
They're not trying to go anywhere.
Yeah, so then I was trying to figure out, I was like, okay, like, what do I do? Should I keep making engineering memes but then like dance in them? So I tried that too. And then I ended up just kind of like getting caught up trying to find a job and stuff. But like I'm gonna now that it's been a year or so and my project was pretty successful, I'm trying to get back on, and I think I'm just gonna keep throwing dance videos out there, and if you throw it out there enough, like one of them will pick up. And some of my dance videos have kind of picked up, but yeah, like not the 1 million views yet, but we got to get to 1 million.
The reason why I wanted you on was because you have this dynamic of being an engineering student. You got the study side to you, the academic side, and then you also got this dance lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. So that dynamic's interesting because not a lot of people can balance that.
Mhm.
Even, you know, sometimes we find ourselves trying to balance this, and it gets difficult. But I'm curious to see, what was like your dream when you were younger? Like, were you
Yeah.
trying to be a dancer and the engineering just happened to be a fallback, or were you trying to go to space, or like what was it? What was young
That's a
Sweet
good
trying to do?
question. Yeah, so you know, we're obviously were you guys born in Canada?
No.
Okay, so
Oh, I wasn't at least.
India,
I-
India.
yeah, okay, so
Mhm.
we're immigrants,
Mhm.
also children of immigrants. Our parents probably worked really, really hard to get here, so there's an expectation set there, you
Of
know.
course.
So I knew I had to be educated. Like that was not a option. Like not
Mhm.
going to school was never an option. But
Yeah.
ever since I was little, I remember even in Nepal, like I always had a dream, which was to like I would like interview myself, you know, and like I always thought I was gonna like be on TV. But really, where this balance that you're talking about came from was, you know, I remember dancing in Nepal and stuff. But when I moved to Canada, you know, I moved to here with like a little mushroom haircut when I was 9 years old. Grade 3, kids are not nice in grade 3. I was probably the only really brown kid or person of color in my school, in my little elementary school, and I faced a lot of bullying. And just like I had no friends, and like I was just that kid that was just picked on. And I don't know if you guys like remember recess, like when you have like
Yeah.
the 15 minutes. That 15 minutes was like the most stressful 15 minutes of my life, because it meant you had to hang out with someone and look
Yep.
cool, and I had no one to hang out with, so I would like hide in the stall, and I'd probably like dance in
Oh.
the bathroom. And then I would just come home like super sad, super depressed. Obviously you can't really talk to your parents about stuff like this because they're just like, just study,
Yeah.
right? And then that was affecting my grades too, because it's like I'm in school, I'm feeling really lonely. It's so different than the life I had in Nepal with all my friends, and then I was affecting my grades, of course, which then my parents would come at me
Yeah.
about it. So yeah, like just troubles at home, troubles at school, and I think just the one escape I always had was dance. I really clung on to it because it was at that point it was a survival for me. It was just my coping mechanism, and I feel like when you're going through struggles, like there's different coping mechanisms for people, right? People, you know, a lot of people get into like drugs and alcohol or whatever. You may see a lot of people try to express themselves through art, and mine has always been dance. So I would just play on a Bollywood song or something and just dance and like be in my own imaginary world. And I would just like, the thing that kept me going was like, one day I'm just gonna be famous and all these kids are gonna be like, wow. But it just kept me going. And yeah, honestly, like that lasted for a long time. I feel like grade 12 is a good year, grade 11, grade 12. But like most of my childhood, it was just like, it was miserable, like going to school. I would really dread it. And I think just the one thing I've always had was dance. Like it's just like it's more than just a hobby or more than just like it's literally like my lifestyle. And yeah, was that your question? I feel like I answered.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You wanted
So
to be
yeah.
a dancer.
So yeah, that was I guess that was the dance side. Like it's always gonna be with me. I don't think it's ever gonna go away. I don't think I can really survive.
Yeah. It's your creative outlet.
Yeah, without dance. I honestly, sad moments, happy moments, it's just how I celebrate everything. But engineering, honestly, I always knew like I had to, you know, do something for sure, go to university for something. And I feel like, you know, you're always like, I don't know, as kids, we're just good at math. I feel like, I don't know if I can't really speak for anyone.
Yeah.
I feel like math is something we just understand, like, and English and stuff we suck at. But I also grew up in Nepal, so like I just had a head start. I remember like when I came to Canada in grade 3, like I was like a way ahead of everyone else in math.
You're doing like grade 6
In
stuff
math
grade 3.
specifically.
Yeah.
Reading, it was a disaster. Like
Yep.
I couldn't even read anything. But so yeah, it was just like the one subject I was always good at. And I remember my teachers in high school too, they're like, you know, you're really good at this, like you should look into it. And then my dad's a civil engineer, ended up going into engineering. But really when I found passion for it was when I had gone to Nepal back home in grade 9, and like at this point, you know, I've seen Canada, whatever. You go back home, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
like this is a disaster. The roads were so scary. And I was like, I just want to like I just want to donate money and fix everything.
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this? But it's not just like donating money and fixing everything. It's really just like, you know, having an idea. And I think that's when it really started. Like, I just want to change things, like change the living standards, like basic living standards. And yeah, with engineering, I think the ultimate goal is to like go back to third world countries and like help them out, create a new plan, create a new design. But let's see, we're just starting here, but that's always the big goal. That's always been the big goal. Yeah.
So what are you specializing in terms of engineering? Like, are you doing waterworks or like transportation?
So right now I'm in buildings,
Okay.
which is like, so I'm in the construction industry. I guess when you graduate, you're going to kind of understand it more. There's like the consulting side of things, the design, and then there's like construction, and then there's the client side of things.
Right.
So I've kind of been everywhere. I've been in the client side of things. I've been in the design aspect too through my co-op terms. Didn't really love it. It's a lot of like you're inside just specializing in one area. I remember when I was in consulting world, I was just designing like water mains, sewer mains, and like development plans. And I just like remember being like, I just wish I knew how this looked, because then I would have a better idea. Because I'm sitting here like, graphing it out on AutoCAD, but it's like, how is this actually going to get constructed? So, and I hated like just sitting there like for 8 hours. So I was like, let me try this whole construction thing once I graduated. And I'm like loving it. You're actually out there in the field and you're seeing it happen. And it's like, I think that's what's just like so much fun. Seeing it happen, and then like, the world could be on fire, but it's like, you got to get that done. You got to get that project done in that time frame with under schedule and under budget. And I think like of course working for Amazon, that was really cool. So we built the whole thing in like 6 months or so.
Wow.
So I just every day just seeing that change, I think that was just so much fun. Like I literally like just had a blast.
Jeffrey's putting in work.
Yeah. Uncle Bezos. Uncle Bezos.
How did you get, like, were you interning for them, or did you just like land a position from your company?
Yeah, so I was just applying for a lot of construction companies. There's a company called PCL, which is like a big competitor of ours. Ended up just getting a few interviews, and same with this one. Ended up getting an interview for it, and I kind of got like 3 offers at the same time. But at that point, I just went by like, okay, I know I'm working on an Amazon warehouse here. That's really good connection. Just networking wise too, I would have many opportunities, and I just took it, and I think I made the right call. PCL is a really big company too, but I think I made the right call because even just getting to network with Amazon, my
Bezos.
Bezos. Some of my clients, they were like, hey, if you ever want to work for us, just, give us a text, which is crazy because, it's really hard to get to them. But yeah. So ended up picking.
Were you the project manager then for the project, or?
Yeah. So I'm just under the project manager. So I guess my position's called the field engineer, coordinator, who's just working to be a PM. So like essentially I'm just getting trained to be a PM in the future. So that's my position right now.
Big engineering moves. Eh? I'm sitting over here as like a science
over
student. I'm like, I have
man.
no idea what's going on here.
You're in civil. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, even this like network, like I'm going to remember you. You're going to remember me. Like
network equal network.
Yeah.
Just add a quote in there.
So did you ever what was the biggest challenge for you in terms of like managing this project? I mean, like, was this your first ever job once you graduated? Like, big job, right?
You're also a girl in engineering, which is not that common. It's starting to get more and more, and it's starting to get more recognition that it deserves. But what was that like?
Honestly, the biggest challenge, and it's going to be the same challenge for you as well, is like school teaches you absolutely nothing. Like you apply 0% of what you learn. So you look like it's like an alien world to you. Like you look lost. You know you're lost. Everybody knows you're lost. Everybody knows you don't know. And it's like, you don't know anything. So it's just like, you're just diving and you're swimming. You're just trying to swim and like just survive. So, that was just the biggest challenge. I think being a girl in my field, I was probably the only girl on site out of like 100 people. I was very well respected and well treated by my workers, but there's always the odd like concrete driver or something that would come by, flirting with you, whatever, saying weird things to you. Yes. But luckily, like, my bosses always had my back. There was always like some guys trying to walk in and just like waste my time. I remember this guy was coming for water, and he was just taking like 20 minutes to fill up his bottle. And then he spilled it. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on? I'm like, just get your water and leave. And then my boss came out and he like kicked him out. I was like, that was so weird. Like, what was going on? He's like, he didn't come in to grip water. Like, he just came in to talk to you. So there's a lot of people who's just there to like waste your time and like, and just say disrespectful things. But for the most part, like, it's worked towards my favor, you know, and I'm very well liked and respected, of course, and it's kind of fun being the only girl there. You get the whole bathroom to yourself, right? I can dance in there, do my own thing, but yeah. So the most challenging has always just been learning what to do, and then eventually you just get the hang of it, and then. The nice thing about work is like it's not like school where you're in like trying to learn like 20,000 different things. This is like, okay, you can kind of just focus on like, okay, construction, or you can focus on that one. If you're in water treatment plant or something, like, you know, designing a water treatment plant, like you can just keep focusing on one thing and then you get really good at it. So eventually it pays out. And yeah.
What was that work-life balance like for you? I mean, like working as an engineer, it's a lot of hours you got to put in, and you got to like get called in even on weekends. But what was that like for you? What was that balance?
Yeah. So like I said, like dance had to take a back seat. I just knew I had to give this my all. I knew I had to prove myself because, you know, it's a fickle industry. Like you'll get laid off if you're not good, you know, and especially if you're working for private companies, like they're not going to want to pay for you if you aren't doing a good job. So I just knew like I had to give it my all. Yeah, it was like wake up at 7:30, and especially initially, you know, we had to get the project done out. By the time I would come home, it'd be like 6:30, and then I would spend some more time trying to just understand. Like you don't learn how to read drawings in school, understand drawings, understand construction. Like you don't know anything. So, you know, in the beginning, I didn't have much of a life, but work was kind of life too. It was a lot of fun. Like, you know, when you're on site, you're in a trailer, there's like hundreds of people there. I still tried to dance. I would still come home and try to dance and make some videos, but definitely I had to give my last 6 months or so, 7 months, to the company. And I think I've proved myself. So now we're going to get back to dance. We're going to put dance as first priority for the next couple months. And then, and then I'll probably be starting another project. So let's see.
What's it like seeing the end product? Because you saw it from the beginning to the end. What's it like stepping back and
oh my
like,
God,
I did this?
Yeah, it's crazy. So when we first started, it was a like warehouse from like 1960s or so, and it was just a disaster. But now, you know, you got the nice Amazon logo. It's super nice. Of course, it was a warehouse from the early 60s, so we're having like leaking problems and stuff already. But it's been great. I think my favorite part about the whole warehouse is the Amazon logo, though. I don't know if you guys have driven by.
I've seen it. I've seen pictures. Looks amazing.
I've seen the car, like the Prime trucks.
Oh yeah, I love the Prime trucks. Yeah.
So were you the reason why they're here now?
You know, let's give me all the credit.
Thumbnail title.
Of course, I had a team.
We interrupt this episode to bring you another sponsor. If you've ever considered building a website, you've probably definitely heard of Squarespace. Squarespace is an online web designer that allows you to create your website from scratch using a wide range of templates. If you want to build an e-commerce site, a small business, Squarespace got it all. Click the affiliate link in our description to start building your website today. You'll be helping out the show and also creating a killer website to flex on your peers. Now back to the episode. Talking about engineering. Hope you enjoyed that commercial break. Welcome back. We were talking about engineering and you being the Amazon lead coordinator. The queen. Yeah. Pretty much Jeff Bezos is.
Yeah, Uncle Bezos.
That's much what we say.
Bezos,
Uncle Bezos. Okay,
yeah.
we'll keep an uncle relationship going there. Okay. Have you ever met him?
Yeah, in my dreams.
Oh, okay.
No.
Does he ever like swing by? Like, what's the communication like?
He probably doesn't even know what Winnipeg is. I mean, he's a trillionaire at this point, right? $1 trillion company. Yep. I think Amazon's probably the biggest company right now. So I bet he doesn't even really know what's really going on. He was in space. He's enjoying his life. Other people are doing his work.
Blue Origin. Are you kept up on like what he's doing?
Honestly, not too much. I just know that he was in space.
Yeah, okay.
Like he went to Mars, not Mars, the moon or something like that recently.
Just orbit.
Oh, just orbit. Okay. Yeah, not really kept up, and yeah, but in terms of kept up with the clients and stuff. There's some really big guys up in the company, and like, Amazon's so huge. So there's a construction aspect, there's a tech world, there's just like, it's ginormous.
I'd love to get a tour. Can you do that? Do you have
Yeah,
a car? Can you give us a tour?
I don't know if I can take you guys inside, but I'll show you guys a video I've made of like before after pictures.
Sure. We'll put them up.
I'm sure I can take you around the site, which you can drive around as well. I'm sure you guys have driven by region or whatever. But
was there ever a moment where, like, I know some of the job interviews I've had, they're like, the biggest challenge is going to be like you telling 40 to 50-year-olds what to do.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah.
Was that ever a challenge for you? I mean, like, especially being a girl telling guys what to do. Like,
yeah.
Most 50 to 60-year-olds will take offense to that.
Oh yeah, of course. There's a lot of ego management you have to do. A lot of ego management. You have to be really careful what you say. So in that aspect, I always have to remember, like, okay, I'm just a girl in engineering in this field. You're kind of looked at like this like dumb girl who's just like arrived to site. But definitely it's been hard. But I think people just know that it's a job you have to do. And then you just get used to it. Like, once you start telling a couple of people, you get used to it. There's a lot of people who just respect what you do as well. But in terms of like your own your own group, like when you're telling other companies, when you're bossing around other companies, that's like whatever. But in your own like team, sometimes you have certain responsibilities and you have to tell an older boss what to do, or like this is the direction. And there's a lot of ego management there. You have to be really careful. You don't want to step on any toes.
It's definitely more of a collaborative too, right? Like everyone's assembly chain and working together to finish the product.
Yeah, it is definitely a collaboration for sure. But I mean, like, there's politics in every industry.
For sure.
So there's a lot of politics, a lot of trying to climb up the ladder by like maybe putting others down.
Sure. And
you have to just kind of see that right away and just know who you're dealing with. But haven't really struggled too much with it. I know in my consulting firm I really did, because I guess like there's the drafters who are just like under you, so you're telling the drafters what to do. And one of my draft guy, he was like in his 40s, super experienced, and I'd be like, oh, like this is wrong. Can you just fix it? But I'd be really nice, but it's definitely difficult. Yeah.
Okay, let's transition into your YouTube aspect.
Oh my god,
you're also on YouTube. So where did that start?
I can't let you guys watch those videos. It's so embarrassing. So YouTube, actually, it's my best friend SG's account. Shout out SG. Shout out Rookie Reacts. Follow her. But I think like I said, like in SaaS, it's so hard to try something new. So when I posted my very first dance video, like with my 200 followers, it was really scary. I knew I was gonna be judged. I knew there's people who would be like, who does she think she is? Like, nobody's gonna watch this. And that's what it is like for SaaS. Like a lot of people in SaaS, you're kind of like stuck to your little like bubble and you don't want to go out. But luckily, I think the people around me like are influenced by my energy. And my friend SG, who was very introverted, I think hanging around me enough, she really wanted to try something new. So she was like, yeah, like I got a new camera. My parents got a new camera. I really want to see. And I remember we're just like, we have little cousins, and we used to like put some like try to entertain them on YouTube and stuff. And I remember like there was a Kinder Surprise like video where they're just opening up a Kinder Surprise, millions of views. So I was like, why don't we try something like this? Like let's get some Kinder Surprise. Let's have ideas. I ended up leaving to Winnipeg, so she was like, yeah, I'm gonna continue on. She was trying a little bit of everything. She was trying to like food reaction videos. We tried one of those. Getting to like sibling challenge. She has a little brother, and then one day she did like a soccer reaction video, and that one got like 1,000 views, and then it's just kind of like skyrocketed from there. Now she's at like 40,000 subscribers. Like she's killing the game, and of course when I'm there, I go over there and I'm in her videos and stuff too, and I'm like her #1 fan, and like I'm like, you gotta get big, so then I can get big. But it's like, it's pretty much her account is my account is her account. We're trying different things so we can just become like something together. And that one's actually, you just have to sit there and react. It's hard, to give good reactions, but people watch it. People are entertained, and of course I get hate comments too. They're like, this girl doesn't know soccer. Like she doesn't know what she's talking about. But I mean, like it's crazy. Like I don't know if anyone else in Sask has like 40,000 subscribe. I'm sure there's people, but it's not easy to make it big on YouTube for sure. Like I've had a few dance videos up there, like solid like 10 views from me watching it 10 times, I'm pretty sure. So
Did you ever fake reactions?
oh my god, you have to fake reactions the whole time. You have to overreact, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like, whoa. But
Well, those people not gonna watch. Imagine you being like, "That's a nice goal." No one's gonna watch that.
yeah, and I
They
always
want
think
that
I'm like,
Cristiano.
yeah, you guys should, you know, react with us actually. I feel like you guys would be really good
Let
because
us
you
know.
guys have a natural presence.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We're down.
Yeah, but
If you want to book the flight tickets, we're good. You know.
Yeah,
we'll drive it. It's only 5 hours.
No, we'll take first class.
First class? Okay.
Private
all right.
tickets. Private jets.
Uncle Basil will take that.
We'll take Bezos jets. Come on, man.
Let us know.
Yeah, so I think it's just like, you know, it's trying something. It's trying something different. Like I don't know how many people around me like have a reaction channel that's actually made it successful enough, right? 40,000. I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty good
You guys are monetized, right?
Yeah.
So
monetize. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And
Do you-
yeah, I feel like in smaller cities, people just expect you to like become the best overnight, but it takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time.
Do you think of this as like a business down the line that you could ever like do as well and have multiple streams of income as well?
Yeah. You know, it's hard to make like just money out of just your videos.
Sure.
I've figured that
AdSense,
out. Even in the dance world, a lot of your music is like copyrighted, right? So I'm not going to be making really money off of my dance videos, but it's just the following. You can use your followers to your advantage. These people are following you religiously sometimes, right? Watching each video. You can start a merch. You can start, you know, collaborating with other, you know, businesses and stuff. I think that's really where you make it big, and that's really where we're trying to all go and see. My friend SG, she's trying to figure that out as well.
Okay.
I think our goal with her account is like, I'm like, okay, I want you to be big enough that like we're getting paid to like react live in Europe. So that's the ultimate goal over there. But you know what? I'm gonna bring her over here. You guys should
Let's do it.
interview her. Yeah.
Let's do it.
What's the end goal looking like for you? Like, where in terms of engineering, TikTok,
Or
dance, anything? Where do you want to see yourself in like 5 to 10 years?
Yeah. So like, that's a good question because I just feel like there's so many things I still have to accomplish. You know, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I have it all together. I'm just starting. But I think in terms of dance, I think I made it my goal to be in like an actual production, like music video. So that's my goal. And I think I want to do it in Nepal. Like I want to be in like a Nepali music video as like me as the center, me as the main character. And I think that's a very possible goal to have. I just have to go back and start that. And then in terms of engineering, I think I'm pretty proud of myself. You know, I didn't really think I would get such a big project right off the bat. I think I'm just going to keep working. Hopefully, just like work for myself and not for other companies because that's where you really just start to make money. I hope one day where I can like, you know, I'm good enough that I can travel out, have this as a part-time thing, and then like have my other hobbies as my main time thing, a full-time thing. So that's in terms of engineering. I really want to travel out and like volunteer or whatever I can do to help my own country, Nepal, and like other third world countries.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
On that note, I think this is the perfect way to wrap up the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check out Sui. We'll tag everything in the bio. We're live every Tuesday morning at 11:30 a.m. on the UMFM radio station 101.5 FM. Check us out on all streaming platforms. Until next time, peace.
Let's go. Drop a dance move, Sui. Drop a dance move. Drop a move. Yeah. Let's go.
Turn the light bulb and pet your dog.
Let's go.
Bollywood.
That's it.